Oh, Ms. Uaandja, thank you so much for joining us today. Firstly, I mean, just the summit is centered around investment and trade, and just given NIPDB's mandate, what is NIPDB's strategic objective of participating in this particular summit, and how does this align with Namibia's development goals?
Thank you very much, Celma, for the opportunity and the discussion. I think what we need to understand very well is that the development of Africa will be dependent on investment and trade. We have seen that, yes, Africa has grown over the years, from the pre-colonial eras to the years of colonialism to the years after that. And we have normally tried to grow our economy through support from external parties in terms of aid. But that time of aid is over. It is time that we have got mutual relationships where there is benefit for both participants. And investment and trade is one instrument that can help make sure that Africa is a trade partner or is an investment partner with the other countries. And therefore, us joining here is because, yes, Namibia said we want to try to drive trade and investment as a means of growing the Namibian economy. And we are here for maybe three reasons. Number one, it is in Angola. Angola is our neighbor. We believe that the key to Namibia's future, whether it is water reliance, whether it is a neighboring country, whether it is the past and the history that we share, Namibia and Angola are a brother and a sister, or whatever way you would like to make it, and we cannot be separated. The second one is about Africa Continental Free Trade Area and Agreement. We are a Pan-African country. We look forward to a day when Africa is trading with other African countries and African investors are investing among Africa, and therefore we are here for an African conversation. And then, yes, the third reason is the largest market in the world currently is the USA. The largest economy in the world is the USA. The USA is one country that we have identified as Namibia that we have not tapped into that market, whether it is in terms of export, whether it's in terms of import, whether it is in terms of attracting investment or tourists. Namibia has not yet tapped into the global market, and we believe that we need to form alliances with that market. So those are very, very compelling reasons for us to partake in this session.
Absolutely, and I like the confident phrase of U.S. aid is over. But yes. I mean, Ms. Uaandja, just also knowing that Namibia now is positioning itself as an economic and investment powerhouse, what are some of those priority sectors identified by NIPDBs for U.S. investor engagement?
Yes, so what we understand is actually our priority sectors are aligned to the sectors that will be discussed here. So Namibia is looking to drive investment into energy, transport and logistics, mining and adjacent sectors with specific focus on refinery processing, value addition. We are driving investment into agriculture and agro-processing, into tourism. We are driving investments into the healthcare sector, into really manufacturing and industrializing Namibia. So all of those are sectors that we believe are relevant for Africa, are relevant for Namibia, and it's sectors where we'll be able to find partners from the USA and beyond.
Ms. Uaandja, just talking about the untapped potential in the U.S. market, and we have initiatives such as the AGOA, to boost exports and trade and so forth. How has Namibia utilized this particular framework over the years? And of course, the future seems quite uncertain as it's set to expire in September.
Yes. So with AGOA, I don't think we have tapped it as much as we can. But that probably is our advantage. Because if we tap so much into AGOA that we became dependent, now that AGOA could be coming to an end, now that we are facing tariffs and other barriers to entering that economy, then we would expect a significant impact on the Namibian economy. So yes, the fact that we did not tap significantly into that instrument is today our blessing. So yes, we did not tap into it well, but we really want to a place where we enter markets because we are competitive, not because we are given leverage. I normally tell people, in any relationship, don't be in a relationship where you are either benefiting or you are losing and the other party is benefiting. Because one day, one of the partners will realize that this relationship is not working for me and they would like to withdraw from a partnership. So we would want to have a Namibia that enters into partnership with other countries where there is mutual benefit, where it is not a one-sided relationship. And those are the kind of relationships that we are looking forward to. So whether there is AGOA or there is no AGOA, Namibia is looking forward to investments coming from the USA, investments going to the USA, trade coming from the USA, and trade going to the USA that is based on mutual respect, mutual benefit, mutual understanding.
Absolutely, and I mean, there's been quite a lot of talks around the logistic infrastructure and the AFCFTA. Just in terms of Namibia, have we effectively implemented this particular initiative, and how better can we navigate around it, to reap the benefits, that the AFCFTA has been set for? And perhaps maybe just for how the, U.S. investors can leverage through African regional trade as well.
Yes. So I think Namibia is really one of the countries in Africa that has invested significantly in our infrastructure. I'm sure you understand that Namibia has got the best roads in Africa. That has been ranked for over 5 years now, consistently as having the best roads in Africa. But we do know that transporting, especially goods, on roads can be expensive, and yes, sometimes it can be dangerous. And we do have a rail network that is quite extensive. Yes, it does not reach to the borders with Zambia, it does not reach to the borders with Botswana, but it reaches to the borders with Angola, it reaches to the borders with South Africa, and plans are there with already the feasibility done to extend the rail from Grootfontein to the borders with Zambia. We are already working with Botswana to extend the rail from Gobabes or Windhoek to the borders with the Botswana. So from the Namibian side, I think that infrastructure development has been made. We have already invested into a deep port, into a deep seaport that is currently effectively managed by Namport and their partner that they have gotten, which is Terminal Investment Limited. We are making plans to invest further again on the northern side of that port, but also to invest in the port at Luders. So Namibia has got plans. We have got a 2015 logistic master plan for Namibia, and that has already just been revived. So Namibia has already started since 2015 to position itself as a logistic hub. We have made investment, and yes, we are lagging behind our vision, but we are making even more investments currently to make sure that our rail network is upgraded. We are looking at the connectivity when it comes to airlines and so forth. And yes, we believe that Namibia, from our side, we are pushing, we are working, and we are just looking forward to working with our partners to make sure that where we end at the borders, they will take it over there. Absolutely. And we will be able to reach other African countries.
And that is quite imperative, with the new discovery of the oil and gas as well, and it's expanding with new licensing rounds rather. Ms. Uaandja, perhaps you can just share with us some of the promising oil and gas projects currently, and how the U.S. investors can actually tap into that, of course, for the benefit of the African continent.
Yes. So, as a matter of fact, U.S. investors have already tapped into Namibia oil and gas. One of the companies that has been in Namibia oil and gas industry for many years is ExxonMobil. It's a U.S. company. Yes, it's not one of the companies that have discovered oil and gas in Namibia yet, but they have invested in quite a number of blocks. But we also know Chevron, which is another U.S. investor, has entered the market. They have bought up quite a number of blocks. And we have also seen that many U.S.-based companies are currently operating, whether it's delivering services to the oil and gas industry and so forth. So yes, there is an annual conference called OTC, Offshore Technology Conference, that is held in Houston. Houston is almost like the global capital of oil and gas industry. And we have attended 2 times so far. Our teams have participated there. Namibia have participated there. And we speak to U.S. investors. So whether they are in the upstream, whether they are supporting, whether they are rendering services, we are already seeing many U.S. investors that are entering the oil and gas sectors. But not only that, we are seeing them in agriculture, we are seeing them in other sectors, we are seeing them in mineral mineral processing and refinery, we are talking to them. And yes, we expect to reach more at this event.
Are there discussions to be held with Angola, perhaps, with the oil and gas industry in particular, given that they have a successful oil and gas, or oil industry rather?
I think those discussions have already happened. You know, the first visit of our first female president out of Namibia was to Angola. And I believe that when she came here, she came, of course, to meet her counterpart, discuss many other items, but also see how has Angola benefited from the oil and gas, what are the learnings, and we are already, I think, as a country, leveraging that. But like you said, the conversation of a day is not, and the conversation at presidential level is different from the conversation at technical level. And therefore, once our president have met, we are seeing that those are the conversations that we are continuing with our partners. IPEX in Angola is our counterpart. We are having discussion as to what did they do to make sure that they grow the oil and gas industry and investments that are related, whether it is local participation, and we are going to learn from them. They've got a company called Sonangol, which is playing a significant role. They have oil, which we know that their cost per barrel is very low compared to Namibia. So many learnings for Namibia to take from Angola, and we are prepared and ready to have those conversations.
Absolutely. Ms. Uaandja, just before I let you go as we conclude this interview, what are you hoping to achieve from this particular conference, and what metrics perhaps will be used to just track the progress made from the discussions being held here at the summit?
So marketing, of course, is one of those things where they normally say spread your bread upon many waters. So because you don't know which one will return. And therefore, yes, we identify a platform. Where are the platforms where the really strategic partners will be attending? And we believe that this is one of such platform. I've told you, because it's Angola, because it's Africa, because it's USA, we believe that we'll meet the right partners. So therefore, usually the immediate assessment is, did we communicate our message? We have got the Invest in Namibia session that is going to take place on Tuesday morning from 9:30 to 11:30. We'll look, what was the participation like at that event? That is one thing. We have got a Namibian pavilion. What were the feet that are coming at the Namibian pavilion? What are the inquiries that we are getting? We are looking forward to having some bilateral meetings with certain companies. Who did we meet? What are the inquiries? So those are the immediate really outcomes that we look at, that we will measure, and we'll see just from this entry, how was the participation? And then afterward is then, what are the follow-up to those conversations, the inquiries, the bilateral meetings that we have had? What are the follow-ups? And then, yes, in 2 years' time, did we get a project after? Because we know investment, who you meet today, you might only see the benefit in 2 to 3 years' time. That might be the first time that they will visit Namibia. So yes, it's about tomorrow, it's about this week, but much more than that. It's about who do we work a journey with after this week, going into 2, 3 to 5 years' time.